Meanwhile, let's go down to the White House. Kellyanne Conway, counselor to President Trump, joins us from the North Lawn. Kellyanne, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you this Wednesday before Christmas. Hey, we want to ask you about something, and I'm sure you're taking a lot of flack over this, and that is last week the president was very clear he would be proud to shut down the government if he didn't get the money for the wall. Well, now it sounds like the only deal on the table is a CR, a continuing resolution that would fund the government at the current levels. And there's no money for the wall, which means when Nancy Pelosi takes over, the ball is in her court, and she's probably not going to give him anything. What's up with that stand?
Well, first of all, let's not all acquiesce to the ridiculous soundbite that this is about a wall. They're trying to make a wall, four-letter word, when the president's been talking about border security all along, as have the Democrats until he became president. In 2006, they voted for the Secure Fences Act. That included Schumer, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden. 26 Democrats voted for that. This past July, 10 of the 15 Democrats on the appropriate committee, the relevant committee, voted for border security. Chuck Schumer made joyful noises about the time.
But the president has no leverage. He's got no leverage.
That's not true. The president always has leverage. I disagree with that.
Where does it come from? Where does it come from?
Well, the Republicans, look, I think the Republicans often take the path of least resistance, and they're giving up their majority soon.
Paul Ryan doesn't want the wall.
Well, Paul Ryan should want border security. He's voted for it in the past. It is part of his legacy, so that's no different. I think that the CR to keep the government going until February 8th is what they're looking at now. But that does not change whatsoever two important facts. One, that this president believes his first and solemn duty is to keep us safe, and that includes enhanced border security to keep all this poison, all these drugs flowing over our southern border, and people who are risking their lives and coming here illegally. They need to come here illegally. The second point, it doesn't change the fact that the border is so porous that all it's done has gotten worse since those Democrats voted for border security 12 years ago. It's only got worse. So this president is not going to back down from that. And he will continue to fight for that funding. It's not just a wall.
Kellyanne,
he said in a tweet overnight, it's not just a wall.
Is he willing to shut down the government?
The president has said that he is willing to do what he has to do to get that border security, including a government shutdown. Now, we'll see what the Senate and the House, what they come together and present to the president. We don't know what's going to make it to his desk.
Right.
That's why he's working the phones. He's invited them all in here. He had the Democrats in here last week. The cameras were on, transparency, accountability. But they also need to get serious about making a deal. They've got a lot of left-wing elements in their party now pulling them away from common sense solutions like enhanced border security. Nobody with a straight face can tell us that our border is working.
But they are with a straight face. They're telling you this, even though they're on the record of doing other things. So the game you're in right now is the president really has no leverage because the Republicans didn't even present the plan for a vote. It didn't even get through. The $5 billion couldn't even get through the House.
And let people see that. But the president has also said, and I've been in some of these meetings, there are other ways for him to get that money. And he said, quote, one way or another, he'll get the money for the border security.
All right, people who voted for him.
There are other ways to get that.
People who voted for him and want the wall and went to the polls to vote for that wall, they want to know how he's going to do this, and they want to know why he seems to be softening his stance this morning.
The president is not softening stance. He has a responsibility to keep the government moving forward, and he has a responsibility to get border security. If he could do it by himself, he would have done it already. We are relying on a Congress that has proven many times, like with tax reform and deregulation, obviously two great Supreme Court justices, they're willing to come up and make a move yesterday with historic criminal justice reform. But on this, they're walking away. And I think that's why some of them lost, to be honest with you.
Well, it does. You're absolutely right. It looks like a lot of Republicans in Congress are not helping him up.
He's not going to back down.
Right.
And it's just a shame that the Democrats now have boiled down immigration reform, which is a very complex and important issue, to the wall, when it is about the visa lottery system. It's about
and you've made
obviously chain migration. Well, but this guy's not backing down.
Okay, well, let's see what happens.